I think I'm going to sit on the ground. Hopefully I will have enough daylight to do the whole story live. I hope. I think I'm going to sit on the ground over near my overgrown garden that I haven't had time to plant anything in. But it's so nice that I wanted to be able to do this outside while there's still light, I hope. Fingers crossed that I can still do it while there's light. Yeah, that's about what I figured. The dog's going to go crazy. Hi, Pookie. All right, so the story I want to read is The Summer Solstice by Ellen Jackson. I actually have had this book for probably a year or maybe 2 years, and I have not read it yet myself. So I don't know this one yet. Yay! Hi, Emma. But I bought it specifically for Summer Solstice. And I know Ellen Jackson has kind of a series of books about Sabbats. So here we are. It's about 71 degrees. I think I have about an hour of daylight, so I should have enough daylight to do it before we lose daylight. So it's called The Summer Solstice. Let me move sideways. Here we go. It's by Ellen Jackson. Tomorrow, about dusk, we will do the ritual on YouTube here, unless you talk more than 30 minutes. Hey, Pookie. I am outside. I miss being outside a lot. I'm going to start being outside more. That's one of the things I want to create out here is an area for me to do videos on again. It's been a long time since I've been doing videos outside, so. For now, I'm just outside my house, sitting on the ground, but I like it. I miss being outside on the ground. I need outside on the ground. Around what time is ritual? It's going to be about dusk. I'll probably start around 7. Because I'm going to have a lot of fairy lights lit up. And it's about now, at least you can at least see them a little bit. So, thank you. All right, so here we go. The Summer Solstice by Ellen Jackson. All right, the summer solstice in an ancient world. Long ago, on the summer solstice, a group of Lithuanian villagers climbed to the top of a hill carrying a wheel that had been soaked in tar and covered with bundles of straw. As the last colors of twilight so slowly faded, the straw was set on fire with a torch. This is called the sun wheel. A lot of pagans now do this, the sun wheel. Outside and light the sun wheel on fire, roll it down a hill. It's a big tradition now. So this is where it started. The villagers cheered as the blazing wheel rolled down the hill and into the river. Some of them jumped back and forth over the flames. The wheel was still burning as it sank into the water, and the villagers considered that a good omen. The harvest would be plentiful, even though the sun, like the wheel, would soon begin its descent into the sky. People have always looked up at the sun with wonder and gratitude. From earliest times, the sun has been recognized as the source of warmth and light. Without the sun, the world would be cold and dark, and life could not exist. The sun was so important to ancient people, it was sometimes viewed as a god. People wanted to celebrate the day when the sun was at its highest point, the summer solstice. Starting tonight at dusk. Almost there. In North and South America and in Europe, people built structures to help them track the movements of the life-giving sun. More than 2,000 years ago, Native American tribes in the United States and Canada built circles of stone. These circles usually had one spoke that pointed to the place where the sun rose on the summer solstice. See that? More than 2,000 years ago. Who said, I don't have your number, just your email. What? Oh, talking to, hello, everyone. There's a painting on a wall from the Native Americans. The Chumash Indians of California cut holes in the walls or ceilings of caves. Through the holes, a beam of light shone on sacred art painted on the walls of the cave, but only on the summer solstice. The Anasazi Indians, I'll be able to speak of someday, I promise. The Anasazi Indians of New Mexico painted 2 spirals on a rock in Chaco Canyon. At noon on the summer solstice, a dagger of light pointed to the center of one of the spirals. See them writing on the walls of the cave. So many different traditions. Can you get if from, yes. Hi, Danielle. Whatever I just picked tastes like crap. Okay. Egypt. So we're reading The Summer Solstice from Ellen Jackson. It's about different traditions of the summer solstice around the world. So this is Egypt. The summer solstice was the most important day of the year in ancient Egypt. Not only was the sun at its peak, but the waters of the Nile River would begin to rise at this time too. The Egyptians held a special festival at the summer solstice and to honor the goddess Isis. They believed that Isis was mourning for her dead husband Osiris, and that the tears from her eyes made the Nile swell and overflow. So I love the story of Isis and Osiris is a great story. I've read that on my channel at one point. I can't remember when I did, but I know I did. So here we are. Here's another tradition of summer solstice. The summer solstice was a joyful time in ancient Europe and Great Britain. On occasion for playing games, lighting bonfires, and rolling burning wheels down a hill, which we heard about from Lithuania. Summer was thought to begin on the first day of May and to end at the beginning of August. That's why some people call it the midsummer celebrations, because technically this is midsummer. The summer solstice occurred midway between these 2 dates, and for this reason, it was called midsummer. When Christianity came to Europe, the festivities of midsummer continued to be celebrated in the name of John the Baptist, whose birthday was June 24th. In many places, the day was renamed St. John's Day, or the Feast of St. John. In Great Britain and Europe, huge bonfires were lit after sundown on Midsummer's Eve. Everyone, including the children, stayed up till dawn. Dancers dressed as unicorns or dragons wandered from bonfire to bonfire. Houses were decorated with lilies, fennel, and St. John's wort. Fairies were thought to wander the earth on Midsummer's Eve, and children sometimes left food in the garden for them. I still do. I do at Beltane, I do at Midsummer. You'll see my fairy offering, my fae offering. It was thought that anyone who stood under an elder tree would see the king of the fairies and his courtiers. Sitting on a circle carpet Indian style, right? So here we are. Here's another tradition. Legends told of marvelous events that were said to occur on Midsummer's Eve in the British Isles. Cadbury Castle in Somerset, England, was built on a hill that was said to be hollow. According to legend, every 7 years at midsummer, the hillside opened up and King Arthur and his knights rode forth to water their horses. Once the horses had quenched their thirst, the king and his men rode back to the hill to sleep for another 7 years. The Shetland Islanders told stories of strange, bewitched creatures called selkies. For most of the year, selkies were said to live in the ocean as seals. But on Midsummer Eve, the selkies would come ashore, shed their skins, and dance all night. At dawn, they returned to the ocean to live as seals for another year. So there's the selkies coming to shore. So many different traditions. This is one of the very ancient holidays that a lot of different places around the world have their own traditions for. That's why this is such a good one. In Ireland, people would sometimes walk around solstice bonfires reciting prayers. After the prayers, the fun would begin. Music, dancing, and storytelling were part of the festivities. When the fires had gone out, farmers would sprinkle the ashes on their fields to bless the crops. In a region called Bohemia, which is now part of the Czech Republic, Girls made wreaths to prepare for the summer solstice. When the bonfires were lit, the girls would stand on one side of the fire while the boys stood on the other side. Each girl would throw a wreath across the fire to her sweetheart. The singed wreaths were thought to prevent sickness, and they were kept for good luck. So you're throwing her wreath across the fire. Kind of sounds like a marriage tradition we have, right? In many countries in Europe, people believed that herbs had special powers if they were gathered on the summer solstice. Hazel branches cut on the eve of the solstice were used to search for water or gold and precious jewels. St. John's wort, which bloomed at the end of June, was supposed to frighten away evil spirits. Other herbs, such as chamomile and thyme, were thrown into the bonfires to add their aromas to the smoke. Ooh, if you've ever thrown thyme into the bonfires, oh, it smells so good. Fruits, grains, and berries began to ripen early in summer. The people of Swaziland, a country in southeastern Africa, held a first fruit ceremony to renew the strength of the king and the Swazi nation at the solstice. During the ceremony, the king ate the fruits of the new season. Then he joined his warriors in a special dance. The ceremony was intended to drive away the evil of the past year and prepare everyone for the year to come. So here's the Swazi king. Beautiful. I love all the different traditions. Celebrating the summer solstice today. So that's all the ancient stuff. This is some of the stuff that people celebrate today. While many of these ancient customs have disappeared, the summer solstice continues to be celebrated in parts of Europe today. Bonfires still blaze on the hilltops in Cornwall, Wales, and Ireland. People dance around the fires, sometimes leaping through flames for good luck. When only hot coals remain, children are lifted across the glowing embers to be blessed by the cleansing smoke. Well, hopefully when only the hot coals remain, we don't throw them across the flames, licking their feet. Let's hope. In Scandinavia, summer is very brief, and most people want to be outdoors during the warmest part of the year. In parts of Norway, the sun doesn't set at all from mid-May to mid-July. On Midsummer's Eve, the Norwegians light fires in the mountains, in the valleys, and along the shores. Musicians play, and people in folk costumes dance all night long. In Sweden, homes, apartments, buildings, and even cars are decked with birch boughs and flowers. A pole called a majstang is decorated with leaves, streamers, and flowers, and the Swedish flag is placed at the very top. The villagers flock to the village green, where they laugh and cheer as the pole is raised and wedged into a deep hole. Children join hands and circle around the pole, while adults dressed in traditional costumes dance the windmill dance, or the Three Carls polka. I want to dance a polka. Communities in the United States and Canada also observe the solstice. In Santa Barbara, California, people celebrate with a noontime parade featuring fantastic costumes, music, dancing, and street theater. In Anchorage, Alaska, the Gold Panners baseball team, which has produced several Major League Baseball players, plays a nighttime game using no artificial lights. In Quebec, Canada, St. John's Day is celebrated with games, races, bonfires, and parades. While everyone enjoys the balmy days of summer, people today seldom worry about the dark days ahead. Scientists now know why the days are longer in the summer and shorter in the winter. The seasons are caused by the changing position of the earth in relation to the sun. If you stick one toothpick in the top of an orange, see that? And I lost my place. And another toothpick in the bottom, you can see how the position of the earth creates seasons. In a dark room, shine a flashlight, which represents the sun, directly in at the middle or center part of the orange, which represents the earth. Tilt the North Pole toothpick slightly towards the light, you'll see that most of the light shines on the top part. If you tilt it away from the light, most of it shines on the bottom part. This is the position of the sun and the earth during the northern hemisphere's summer. Now tilt the North Pole slightly away from the light. This is the position of the earth at the time of the northern hemisphere's winter solstice, when it receives less sunlight than the southern hemisphere. People living in the tropics near the equator do not have true seasons. There, the amount of light is always the same and the temperature is always warm. I really like my seasons. Hear the birds? Today, we honor the sun as the giver of warmth and life. But now we know that the sun is a huge ball of helium and hydrogen gas located 93 million miles from Earth, or 150 million kilometers. Other materials such as iron, copper, and gold are present in the sun, but they are also in the form of gases. The sun is very large, more than 1 million Earths could fit inside it. Yet astronomers call it a yellow dwarf, a medium-sized star on the edge of a vast galaxy. As Earth revolves around the sun, it spins like a top, making a complete rotation or turn every 24 hours. The sun is bright because it is closer to the Earth than the other stars we see in the sky. It is only one of countless trillions of stars, but it is special to us, for sure. It's really special to us. It is the source of almost every form of energy on Earth. All living things rely on the amazing sun for their existence. And so, the summer solstice, we're really honoring the sun, right? Hopefully you have at least one sun representation on your solstice altar, because the sun is the huge thing, right? The summer solstice is oh wait, did I miss it? Nope, okay. Summer solstice is a time of joy, a time to dance and be happy. At the solstice, new leaves grow on trees, and the air is fragrant and filled with the music of birdsong. We were just talking about the birds. You can hear them. I have to show you these flowers directly across from me, too. Hold on. Really quickly. Oh, I can't. See those pink flowers? Oh, they're so pretty. Oh, they're gorgeous. Beautiful. They're so pretty. Okay, we'll continue. Sorry. Now I'm crooked. I have to be crooked. Sun, wind chimes? Yes! Sun, wind chimes? Absolutely. Definitely. For sure. The golden sun blazes high in the sky. On this day, at least, it seems as if summer will last forever. It does. Which is really tomorrow. Tomorrow is the longest day of the year. Tonight is the shortest night. The shortest night. All right, so here we go. Here's a summer solstice story, how summer came to the island people. Ready? Here's the first picture. The following story was adapted from an ancient Hawaiian chant that tells the adventures of Maui, a mythical hero of Polynesia. How cool. All right, so I guarantee you this was before Moana, because this book has been out for a long time, but I'm going to check just to be sure. 2001. 2001. Copyright 2001. So it's before Moana. But I'm guessing this is going to be the story kind of Moana. Okay. Once a boy named Maui lived with his mother on a beautiful green island in the Pacific Ocean. Maui's mother, Hina, worked all day making tapa cloth from wet bark. Each day, Hina pounded the wet cloth on a long wooden board while Maui cast his nets into the ocean. But the days were too short. There was never enough time for the tapa to dry. The sun seemed to race across the sky, and the work was never finished. You're lucky we're going fast. That sun is in such a hurry, said Hina. Almost as soon as we get up, it's time to go to bed. Even the plants are withering. Here's the second picture. Maui looked around. It was true. He realized that if something was to be done, he'd have to do it. So just before dawn, Maui set his noose traps not far from the volcano Haleakala, where the sun sleeps at night. Then he waited. Finally, the rooster crowed. Maui looked up to see the first ray of sun creeping down the side of the volcano. The ray alighted on a rock. It lingered on a bush. Then it stepped into the first noose. Whap! The noose tightened and held fast. A second ray followed the first. It groped around looking for the first ray. Before long, it too was trapped. Then came another ray and another. Soon all 16 rays of the sun were caught in the 16 nooses Maui had set. The scowling face of the sun appeared over the rim of Haleakala. When it saw what had happened, the sun raged and spit fire. Sparks and flames lit up the sky. Maui jumped up and tied all the ropes to a nearby tree. Ooh, look. He roped the sun. "Let me go!" screamed the sun, thrashing and yanking at the ropes. A blast of heat hit the boy in the face and singed his hair. "Stop that," said Maui, "or I'll cut you down to size." The sun looked at Maui's axe. It sighed. Then it grew dimmer. "What do you want?" asked the sun in a sulky voice. "I want you to slow down," said Maui. "You are going too fast. The plants are withering and the tapa cloth won't dry. From now on you must take your time so the days are long and filled with light." "I will go more slowly, but only some of the time," said the sun. "In the summer I will go slow. In the winter I will go as fast as I please. That's fair, isn't it?" "That's good enough," said Maui. He was tired of fighting. Then Maui cut the ropes, and the sun rose into the sky, taking the strands of rope with him. Maui looked down. The ropes floated in the sky like clouds, making wispy shadows in the sand. "When the people see the cloud ropes," said the sun, "they will remember my bargain with you, for these are the ropes that bind heaven and earth together." And Maui and his people lived in harmony with the sun ever after. See the cloud ropes? Very cute, the cloud ropes. So then the rest of it is activities and recipes and stuff for midsummer. So how to make a sidewalk sundial. Some of the recipes, that cooking with the sun snacks. I love these books from Ellen Jackson, the Summer Solstice, Ellen Jackson. Then she has how to make a bohemian wreath, solstice tree, what to make a solstice tree with, word play. She has games and stuff, and then the bibliography. So that is The Summer Solstice by Ellen Jackson. So let's talk about, I have a very special meal preparation planned for tomorrow. Do you guys have special things that you have for some of the Sabbats? I know for me, we are doing goat cheese pasta with garlic and fresh rosemary tomorrow. And maple glazed carrots. And I'm making my special lavender lemonade, which I make a lot on the solstice. And I'm making a special dessert, which is a sorbet with summer fruits and almond milk and orange juice. And it's going to be like a smoothie, and then I'm going to put it in the freezer to make it a sorbet for dessert. And honey cakes. Of course, honey cakes. I forgot about the honey cakes. I can't forget about the honey cakes. Honey cakes are important for midsummer. I always have. We had lavender lemonade today also. Yay! We celebrated today with a picnic in the yard. Yay! I love it. I love how I learned so much from children's books, right? I love that. Love hearing you read. You're going to be a great grandma. I hope so someday if my kids ever get on it. You had lavender lemonade. I love my lavender lemonade. I love making my lavender lemonade. So what else? You could have sun cookies. Some of the simple things you can do, go plant something in your garden. Go pick something. If some of you have fruits, summer fruits that are ready, a lot of people have strawberries that are out right now. Go somewhere and pick some strawberries and do something special with them for summer solstice. Tonight, if you want to do something special, I always, on the solstices and equinoxes, I always light a candle at night to remind the sun to come back, the shortest night. We're waiting for the return and the glorious return of the sun in the morning that we can then celebrate the longest day of the year tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be 86 here, so it's going to be pretty hot. Today was nice. It's like 70 right now. It's perfect. Tomorrow is going to be 86, so when I'm out here tomorrow doing ritual with y'all, it's going to be probably hot. So I probably am going to do it underneath the port that we have, the the little carport, but we'll see. I might have some of it under the port and try to do some of it like outside in the yard somewhere. Because tomorrow I will be putting out my Fae offerings for the Fae for midsummer. And they can pick at it through the day. What else? Does anybody else do something fun for summer solstice? It technically starts at dusk wherever you are. Did anybody else watch the sunset at Stonehenge? I posted a link, I think, for you guys if you wanted to watch the summer solstice live, the summer sunset at Stonehenge. Stephen gave me that link today, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a nice one. It was beautiful. I posted some pictures of it on my page. So tomorrow will be the ritual. I'm really excited. Just do something to honor the sun. It doesn't have to be anything big. It doesn't even, like, color a picture of the sun. Do something with the green man. You know, honor the green man in some way. Go pick something that is natural around you. Go pick a few flowers if you're allowed to. Or find some, you know, wild crafting herbs. Or like I have, we have some violets that are blooming around here a little bit. I might pick some violets. We also have some, what are they called? Asters, I think, the little pink flowers. I might pick a couple of those. We have clover that's blooming right now. I can always pick some clover. So do something fun for this summer solstice. Kind of refresh and renew yourself. If like me, you've had any depression or had any like down feelings or anything lately, start with Palo Santo. I'll tell you what, I have a renewed love for Palo Santo lately. Sage, I love my sage, don't get me wrong. Sage is very good, especially if you're dealing with spiritual entities and stuff. But I'll tell you that for me, negativity-wise, Palo Santo has really, really been helping me out lately. I've been burning a lot of Palo Santo. So I do recommend burning some Palo Santo. The smell is amazing. That wood smell just smells like the summer. It's really good. It's really nice. All right, wear a couple bracelets that remind you of the sun. Anything. Anything. Oh, look at, you guys are, see, I thought nobody was answering me because my phone was not giving me the messages. I'm like, okay, everybody's just sitting here. All right, I'll have to go back and look at what your comments were. How funny. I'm like, okay, nobody has anything to say. My comments totally had stopped. I thought, okay, I have 16 people on, but nobody has anything to say. Yeah, I'm going to make an outdoor area for me to do videos out here. Because, again, if you watch my last video, I'm going to start making more videos. And one of the things that I really loved about making videos was going outside to do it. And so I'm going to be making an area out here so that I can do some more outside videos again. I really miss doing them. It's really nice. And I don't have an area right here yet. So you need some Palo Santo? We got some, Tabby. Let me know. I can always throw some in your bin. A couple sticks. They're really cheap. I can't remember how cheap, but they're really cheap. Oh, and my neighbors are home. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Blessed solstice.